Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Book Cheapskate. We're running through the top 10 free Kindle books featured today on bookcheapskate.com. Happy Monday, everyone. It's November 3rd, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and bookworm sidekick, Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning. And yeah, it's a great Monday if you're looking to load up that Kindle for free.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone, these deals don't last forever. They're really time sensitive. So let's jump right in. We've got 10 freebies today, a real mix.
A really interesting mix, too. Everything from crime to classics to even some time travel.
Okay, let's start with book number 1. This is the Chrissy Livingstone 3-book set by Linda Coles.
Right, a British mystery crime thriller set.
Yeah.
And it's huge, nearly 1,000 pages free. That's a lot of reading.
It is. And the main character, Chrissy Livingstone, she's a former intelligence operative, right? A spook.
Exactly, but she's not like an action hero. The comparison is more towards Agatha Christie's successors. She uses her brains, does the footwork, very methodical.
And she lives in London, has a supportive husband, Adam the McDreamy anchor, as the notes say.
Yeah, kind of keeps things grounded for her, I guess. But what's really fascinating, I think, is the author.
Oh, yeah.
Linda Coles. She writes this very British crime, but she lives in New Zealand.
Wow. Okay. How does that work?
Well, she uses 2 editors based in the UK and apparently relies heavily on things like Google Earth to nail the settings, the language, the whole vibe.
That's commitment. Shows how important getting that authentic feel is, doesn't it?
Totally. And the stories sound intriguing. The first one, 10 Men, involves old school photos from '87.
Right. And some of the people in them have died by suicide.
Mm.
And it connects to her dad's past as a financier.
Yeah, digging up old secrets. Then the other one highlighted, the silent ones, shifts things. A couple vanishes in a small Irish village, leaves a kid behind.
Ooh, creepy small town secrets. Different feel.
Definitely. More atmospheric, maybe. Lots of secrets bubbling under the surface.
Okay, that leads us nicely into book number 2, The Mother-in-Law by A.J. Carter. This is a standalone psychological thriller.
Uh-huh. And if Chrissy Livingstone deals with external crime, this one is all about the internal domestic battlefield.
Right. It plays on that almost universal anxiety about difficult in-laws, doesn't it? Boundaries, secrets within the family.
And this mother-in-law sounds like, well, a nightmare. Manipulative, controlling, potentially actually dangerous.
The hook seems to be the main character, Diana, wondering if she's just being paranoid or if her mother-in-law is genuinely out to get her.
Exactly. That unreliable perspective, the potential gaslighting, that's what fuels these kinds of thrillers. Makes them real page-turners.
Yeah, you can see why it appealed to fans of things like The Woman in the Window. That creeping dread.
Definitely taps into a very specific kind of primal fear for a lot of people.
Okay, sticking with thrillers for a moment, but jumping ahead. Let's talk about book number 9. An Eye for an Eye, a British crime thriller by Theo Harris.
Ah, right. This one tackles vigilante justice.
Yeah, it's got a darker, grittier feel, British noir, vigilantes taking out criminals who got off on technicalities or maybe witness intimidation.
So the system failed and now someone's stepping outside it.
Exactly. And the tough part for the detective is navigating that moral gray area because the public, well, part of the public, might secretly be rooting for the vigilante.
Oh, for sure. It forces you, the reader, to think about the limits of the law, right?
Yeah.
What happens when justice isn't served through the official channels? Does that anger just disappear?
It's a powerful theme. That frustration with the system, the appeal of, swift, decisive action, even if it's illegal, very relevant.
Yeah, definitely a heavy one.
Okay, let's shift gears dramatically. We've got some classics on the list, too, and the stories behind them are just as interesting.
Yes. Let's dive into book number 3, Thomas Hardy's Jude the Obscure. We're jumping way back to 1895 for this one.
And it's famously bleak, isn't it? A real tragedy.
Absolutely devastating. It follows Jude Fawley, a working-class stonemason who dreams of going to university, but the rigid Victorian class system just completely shuts him down.
Crushes his ambitions.
Yeah.
And then there's his relationship with his cousin, Sue Bridehead.
Right. They try to live outside the strict moral codes of the time, especially around marriage, and society just punishes them relentlessly for it.
But the reaction to the book itself was intense.
Oh, incredibly so. It was slammed by critics, famously called Jude the Obscene.
Jude the Obscene.
Wow. And that backlash was so severe, so personal, that Hardy actually stopped writing novels altogether. He just turned to poetry after that.
So the book literally ended his novel writing career. That's wild.
It really is. Kind of makes you think about public outrage and its consequences, even back then. And the themes, the suffocating social rules, the hypocrisy, they still feel remarkably relevant, don't they?
They really do. Okay, another classic tackling society, but differently. Book number 10, The Portrait of a Lady by Henry James.
Yes, a masterpiece of psychological realism. Very different from Hardy's social critique.
This one focuses on Isabel Archer. She's American, intelligent, independent, gets a fortune, goes to Europe looking for freedom.
And instead, she kind of walks into a gilded cage, right? She makes this disastrous choice to marry Gilbert Osmond.
Who turns out to be completely controlling and manipulative. He sees her and her money as possessions.
James is just brilliant at showing her internal struggle, the clash between American idealism and maybe a more cynical European perspective, and how wealth itself can corrupt.
It's definitely dense writing. You got to pay attention.
You do, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Especially how it explores female autonomy or the lack of it within that restrictive marriage system.
And that ending. People still argue about it, don't they? Whether her final choice is strong or foolish, whether she's trapped or choosing her own path in a weird way.
Exactly. It sticks with you.
Okay, need something lighter after those two. Let's go to book number 6, The Complete Anne of Green Gables Collection by Ellen Montgomery.
Ah, Anne. Yes, definitely a palate cleanser. But, still about a strong female character pushing boundaries.
Absolutely. Anne Shirley, the red-headed orphan with the huge imagination who ends up on Prince Edward Island by mistake.
She's such an icon. You can see why people call her a proto-feminist. She values her education, her independence, her imagination above everything.
And she's just so dramatic and funny, accidentally dyeing her hair green.
Smashing the slate over Gilbert Blythe's head. Classic.
Yeah. And Montgomery's writing about PEI, the setting itself, it's gorgeous. The Lake of Shining Waters.
Yeah.
It feels like a character, too.
It really does. So vivid.
All right, that leads us into our last little group, books focused on escapism, magic, and historical settings.
Perfect. Let's start with book number 4, which is A Mackenzie Witch, collection 1 by Sonia Perrin.
Paranormal cozy mystery.
Oh.
So definitely low stakes compared to Hardy and James.
Oh, yeah. Total comfort reading. You've got this family of witches in a charming small town trying to keep the magic mostly under wraps while, solving the occasional murder.
The key is cozy, right? Not too graphic. Focus on the characters and the puzzle.
Exactly. It's kind of like Charmed meets Murder, she wrote. You get the amateur sleuths, the magical pets, spells that go a bit wrong. It's meant to be fun and light.
Okay, from Cozy Witches 2. Book number 5, Betrothed to Her Highland Enemy by Fiona Ferris.
Scottish medieval Highlander romance, a very popular genre for escapism.
You can see why. This one hits all the big tropes, doesn't it?
Totally. Enemies to lovers is the big one. An arranged marriage to stop a clan war between families who've hated each other for generations.
So you get the strong-willed heroine who's been taught to despise him and the fierce warrior hero who maybe has a softer side.
Exactly. Loads of tension, forced proximity.
Yeah.
It delivers that sweeping historical drama that fans of, say, Outlander really go for. It's all about the atmosphere and the romance.
Gotcha. Now moving from the Highlands to the coast of Ireland, book number 7 is Passage to Innis Moor by Brian O'Reilly. Literary fiction this time.
And the setting here is absolutely key. Innis Moor, the biggest of the Aran Islands, very stark, windswept, full of history and myth.
The island itself is like a character.
It really is. The story's about a man facing a crisis who goes there hoping to find, answers or healing.
And the line between myth and reality gets blurry. It mentions Sulky's sacred wells.
Yeah, and that's classic Irish writing, isn't it? Folklore isn't just old stories. It's treated as a kind of living truth. The idea is that these ancient myths might hold wisdom that's still relevant today, especially for someone who's lost.
Blending the mystical and the everyday. Interesting.
Very much so.
Okay, one more to go. Let's jump genre again. Book number 8 is Sojourn, Time Rovers Book 1 by Jana Oliver.
Time travel / science fiction romance.
So time travel is real in this world, but it's regulated.
Yeah, seems like it's used by corporations, historians. Our main character, Cynthia Jacinda Lassiter, is a rover, basically, a time traveler for hire.
And she gets stuck somewhere.
Worse, she gets stranded in 1888 London.
Oh, wow. Right in the middle of the Jack the Ripper murders.
Exactly. So it's gritty, historically grounded, but with this sci-fi element. She has to survive, obviously, dodge the Ripper, deal with suspicious Victorians.
And there's another time traveler.
Yeah, someone who's messing with history, trying to change things, so she has to stop them, maybe working with a local police inspector. Adds that thriller element to the romance and sci-fi. High stakes.
Sounds like a fun mix. So that's our 10 free books for today. Quite a range.
It really is. From cozy mysteries to intense classics, Highland romance to gritty London crime.
Looking back at all of them, though, It's interesting how many touch on challenging the status quo, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Whether it's Jude fighting the class system, or Isabel caught in a bad marriage, or even the vigilante in An Eye for an Eye, there's this undercurrent of pushing against boundaries.
Or Anne Shirley just insisting on being herself.
Yeah,
Even the cozy witches are kind of operating outside normal society.
true. It seems like stories about individuals versus the system, in whatever form that takes, really resonate.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to download any of the books we've mentioned today from Amazon, visit us at bookcheapskate.com, and you'll have all the links right there. But do it now before these deals expire. Who knows, they might even expire later today. And don't miss tomorrow's show, very morning. It's all brand new. Cass, we'll do it again then.
Sounds great. See you then.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great books without blowing a massive hole in your wallet. And whatever you do, remember this. When you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.